I've talked to new truckers who got their authority, got excited, and then got hit with a month insurance bill they had absolutely no idea was coming. If you're getting into trucking in Florida and you haven't figured out what insurance is gonna cost you yet, this video is gonna save you from a nasty surprise. We're breaking down the real numbers, what coverage you actually need, what moves your premium up or down, and how to not overpay without leaving yourself exposed. Stick around, the part about what happens when you try to cut corners, that's the one most people learn the hard way. I'm Daniel Summers, and this is the Log Rocks YouTube channel. Here we help truckers and owner-operators like you to be safe and save money at the same time. And today I'm helping those who wants to start a trucking business in Florida. So here we go. Let's start with an example. Let me tell you about John. He's a fictional character based on the kinds of new owner-operators we work with at Log Rock. Individual results will vary, but his situation is really common. John got his CDL, bought a used semi, filed for his MC number, and was ready to roll. He figured insurance would run maybe $700, $800 a month. He'd seen some numbers online. When the actual quote came back at $1,600 a month, he almost walked away from the whole thing. He hadn't done anything wrong. He just didn't know what he didn't know. New authority, Florida garaging address, older truck, long haul routes. Every single one of those things pushed his number up, and nobody had explained it to him before he started. If you go into this blind, two things can happen. You either pay way more than you need to because you didn't know what to ask for, or you try to cut costs in the wrong places and end up with a policy that won't actually pay when you need it. Either one is a problem. But if you understand how this works, you walk into a quote call ready. You know what affects your number, you know what to push back on, and you get coverage that actually protects your operation. Here's what we're covering. First, what coverage you actually need to operate legally in Florida. Then, the real cost breakdown. What leased on operators pay versus running your own authority. After that, the 7 things that actually move your premium. Then, how to spot red flags in a quote and compare them the right way. And finally, how to save money without creating gaps. Let's get into it. Okay, so what do you actually need in Florida? Let's start with the legal minimum. Under 49 CFR Part 387, the federal rule that sets minimum financial responsibility requirements for motor carriers, if you're a for-hire carrier operating in interstate commerce, meaning you're crossing state lines, and your vehicle is over 10,001 pounds, you're required to carry at least $750,000 in public liability coverage. That applies to general freight carriers. Auto haulers usually need at least $1 million. Hazmat carriers can be required to carry up to $5 million, depending on the material being transported. Now, that's the federal floor. In practice, most freight contracts and brokers require $1 million in liability, so plan for that as your working baseline. Beyond liability, there are 2 more coverages you need to think about right away. 1, motor truck cargo. That's what covers the freight you're hauling, not your truck. Standard limits are typically $100,000 with a $2,500 deductible. And physical damage, which covers your actual truck if it gets wrecked, stolen, or damaged. 2, general liability, which covers non-driving incidents like slip and falls at a shipper's dock or loading and unloading accidents, is required by many brokers and shippers for for-hire carriers, so you'll likely need that too. So your core coverage stack as an owner-operator under your own authority is auto liability plus motor truck cargo plus physical damage plus general liability. Now, if you're leased onto a carrier, meaning you're hauling under their authority, not your own, the picture is different. The motor carrier covers primary liability and cargo. What you need is non-trucking liability. That's the coverage that protects you when you're using the truck for personal purposes, not working for the carrier. It does not cover any paid hauling or activity that benefits the motor carrier. And you still need physical damage on your own truck. Way more on this in a minute. Here's where I want to give you actual numbers, and I want to be upfront. These are illustrative ranges based on what we're seeing in the Florida market in 2026. Your actual premium will depend on your specific operation, but this gives you a real starting point. If you're leased onto a motor carrier, hauling under their authority, your out-of-pocket insurance costs are much lower. The carrier covers primary liability and cargo. You're mainly paying for non-trucking liability, which typically ranges from $50 to $150 per month, plus physical damage on your truck, which can vary significantly based on the truck's value, but often runs $200 to $500 per month. All in, a leased operator in Florida might be looking at somewhere in the range of $250 to $650 per month, depending on the truck. Now, if you're running under your own authority, your own MC number, the picture is completely different. You're buying the full stack yourself. In Florida, for an owner-operator running a semi with long-haul general freight in 2026, annual premiums for a full coverage stack typically range from $12,000 to $22,000 per year. That's roughly $1,000 to $1,850 per month. Some operators see less, some see more. And here's the part John didn't know. Remember him, our fictional character? In your first year of new authority, you're going to pay more. Carriers view new MC numbers as higher risk. There's no track record. First-year owner-operators in Florida can see quotes in the $1,400 to $2,500 per month range, depending on their profile. After 12 to 24 months of clean, claims-free operation, that number typically comes down. One more thing for new authorities. If you're working with Progressive, for example, their underwriting guidelines require a minimum 500-mile operating radius for new MC authorities in year one. If your actual routes run shorter than that, talk to your agent before you bind. You want your policy to match your real operation. And on timing, FMCSA has a 21-day activation period from the day you file for new authority. You need active insurance in place before your authority goes live. The sweet spot to bind your policy is around day 18, not day 21 when you're scrambling. So what actually determines where your number lands in that range? Here are the 7 biggest rating variables. 1. Your garaging zip code. Where your truck sleeps overnight is a major rating factor. A truck garaged in Miami will cost more to insure than the same truck in Ocala or Gainesville. Dense traffic corridors, port proximity, possible theft exposure, underwriters price all of it. Florida also carries extra risk from hurricanes and flooding, which pushes physical damage rates up statewide. 2. Operating radius. Local, intermediate, or long haul. The further you go, the more exposure. If your actual routes are shorter, be accurate about that. But don't claim a shorter radius just to save money if it doesn't match your real operation. That's a red flag for underwriters and can affect your claim. 3. Cargo type. General freight is the baseline. Refrigerated goods, hazmat, steel hauling, and auto transport all carry higher premiums. Stick to standard commodities in your first year if you want to keep costs manageable while you build your record. 4. Truck type and GVW. A semi-tractor is rated differently from a box truck or a dump truck. An older truck isn't automatically cheaper to insure. If it has a higher breakdown risk or a poor maintenance record, that matters. 5. Your driving record. Your MVR, your motor vehicle record, is pulled on every driver listed on the policy. Violations, accidents, DUIs, they push your rate up. Carriers look back 3 to 5 years. A clean record is one of the most straightforward ways to keep your premium down. 6. Authority age. Your USDOT age, how long you've been operating, is a direct signal to underwriters. The longer you've been running without incidents, the more favorable your rate. Year 1 is always the most expensive. 7. Prior insurance history. 12 months of continuous, uninterrupted coverage, what's called proof of prior, or POP, can unlock meaningful discounts. Here's something most people don't know. Progressive, for example, accepts POP across multiple carriers for that 12-month window. Geico, for example, requires all 12 months with the same carrier. If you're switching, that distinction matters. And hey, keep watching. Next, I'm going to show you what red flags actually look like in a trucking quote. This is the part that can save you from a really expensive mistake. So, okay, let's say you've got multiple quotes back. How do you actually compare them? First, always compare the same coverage limits. A quote at $800 a month with a $750,000 liability limit and no cargo coverage is not the same as a quote at $1,200 a month with $1 million liability, $100,000 cargo, and physical damage. You're not comparing the same thing. Second, look at the deductibles. A lower monthly premium with a $5,000 physical damage deductible versus a $1,000 deductible is a real difference when you have a claim. Look at both numbers. Third, ask who the underlying carrier is. The agency or broker you talk to is not the insurance company. Ask which carrier is actually underwriting your policy. Is it Progressive, Geico, BHHC, Cover Whale? These are established carriers in the commercial trucking space. If an agent can't tell you who the underlying carrier is, that's a red flag. Fourth, check for coverage gaps. If a quote comes back with a suspiciously low number but cargo is missing, or physical damage has a $10,000 deductible, those aren't savings, those are gaps. A gap you don't notice until you file a claim is the worst time to find out. Fifth, be skeptical of quotes that seem impossibly low. In Florida, if someone's offering you a full commercial truck stack for $500 a month on a new authority running a semi, that number doesn't add up. Ask questions. Read the declarations page before you sign anything. Now, with that been said, let's talk about real ways to bring your number down without cutting coverage you actually need. 1. Document your safety measures. Carriers in Florida are giving real discounts for dash cameras. Some operators see savings in the range of 10% to 20% with a documented camera program, though results vary by carrier. If you've got forward-facing and driver-facing cameras, make sure that's part of your submission. Progressive, for example, also offers telematics-based discounts through programs like Smart Haul, up to 5%, and Snapshot for eligible risks. 2. Shop 30 to 45 days early. Before your renewal or before you bind the first time, give yourself time to get multiple quotes and let your agent properly package your submission. Rushing a submission means leaving things out, and that affects your rate and your coverage. 3. Be accurate about your operation. Your garaging address, operating radius, cargo type, these all have to match what you're actually doing. A policy that reflects your real operation is the one that pays out when you need it. 4. Build 12 months of clean, continuous coverage. Don't let your policy lapse. A solid prior insurance history unlocks POP discounts that can meaningfully drop your year 2 premium. 5. Work with an agent who specializes in trucking. A generalist who also writes homeowners and personal auto is not going to know the difference between non-trucking liability and non-owned trailer physical damage, or what Progressive's new authority radius requirement means for your quote. Those details cost money when they're wrong. And before we wrap, 3 mistakes I see new truckers make all the time. First, buying the cheapest quote without reading what's actually in it. Lower premium, missing coverage, denied claim. That's the cycle. Always read the declarations page. Second, misrepresenting your garaging address or operating radius to get a lower rate. That is a material misrepresentation on your insurance application. It can void your policy and deny your claim. Don't do it. Third, waiting until your authority is active to figure out insurance. You need coverage in place before your authority goes live. File, wait the 21 days, bind around day 18, in that order. Don't scramble at the last minute. All right, so we have 3 takeaways for you if you're looking for a fair truck insurance price in Florida. 1. If you're leased onto a carrier, your costs are much lower, mainly physical damage and non-trucking liability, typically in the $250 to $650 per month range. If you're running your own authority in Florida, budget $1,000 to $1,850 per month as a starting range, with higher costs in year 1. These are illustrative ranges. Your actual premium will vary. 2. Your zip code, radius, cargo, driving record, and prior insurance history are the biggest levers on your rate. Get those right on your application and get them right accurately. 3. Compare quotes at the same coverage limits. Know who the underlying carrier is and work with a trucking specialist who knows the filings. If you want to see what your actual coverage would cost, LogRock specializes in trucking insurance for owner-operators. Free quote, no pressure. Link in the description. And of course, hit subscribe. We drop new trucking business guides every week. See you in the next one.